whenever people ask, like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm an interior designer. They always think of interior decorating.
I definitely quickly find out that it was just not that.
This program is much more than just picking furniture and picking some curtains.
It's about doing different things. There's so much stuff you can go into.
Anyone can pick furniture, not everyone can design.
You can look at the blueprints, like the floor plans, RCPs. You can create models. You can create materials.
I'm often asked, what's the difference between architecture and interior design?
You're literally designing the insides of buildings. You're given a structure with the outside shell.
Architecture relates the building to its external environment, whereas interior design relates the interior function to the individual.
You have to have the understanding of building systems. You have to know about a lot of technicalities that you wouldn't think a designer would know.
You walk into a space and you're like, oh, this kind of feels good, or I don't like this. Then you have some sense of what it takes to be an interior designer.
So it's really cool to sort of create these spaces that people can live and experience in.
Interior designers create feelings in spaces.
Not just walking through a building, they're able to interact with the space. They're able to be one with the space.
But to really create thoughtful spaces, spaces that help community, spaces that delve into social problems.
Yeah, it can't just look pretty. It has to function and it has to serve a purpose.
And it could give you some sort of feeling. It could change your thoughts, your feelings.
As designers, we're not only charged with making things beautiful, but we also have to understand how to build them.
That's one of the big reasons why we go out onto fields, to sort of inspect buildings before they're completed.
We have a building systems class where they're learning about the plumbing systems, the mechanical systems.
Because we need to have the understanding that, well, what goes above the ceiling? Can I really do that?
They get to see the details, they get to see the materiality.
To bring these crazy creative ideas to life.
It's not as typical college class that you would think, with the structure and midterms, exams, homework, mostly projects, very hands-on, which I enjoy more.
This is part of the STEM major, so we are actually an associate of science.
You use a lot of math. You gotta use a lot of logic, which I like, but you also get to be creative.
It just so happens we're problem solving and making things beautiful at the same time.
We're designing a hostel.
And it's 2 floors. We had to first space plan everything on trace paper. Then we would put this into AutoCAD. We can import that AutoCAD file into SketchUp. When we do that, we can literally build from that file up and make it essentially look real.
These renderings, this is the communal dining area.
The portfolio is made of your entire career at Mount SAC. So this is actually one of our beginning classes where you're just learning about 3-dimensional form.
So these are just ideas that were once 2-dimensional. They were drawn on a piece of paper, and then we were able to make them 3-dimensional so we can kind of play with the idea.
And so all of the projects are very abstract, but then later you learn how to incorporate these abstract ideas into concepts that really tell a story in a space.
The reality is, how do you make something functional? So if I were to do a staircase design with that, how am I going to design this staircase so it actually can work and it can be usable and not just be a pretty staircase?
Mine was based on the Tongva tribe. So this represents the basket weaving that they used to do.
What I really like about interior design in general is that I'm able to bring to life what I imagine.
But how do you abstract it? How do you make it new? And in this class is very fundamental, so they're making sculptures.
So I'm making a model of the concepts from a Russian building.
But as they progress into studio, those sculptures start to become stairways, or they become ceilings or floors or whatever.
If you see all around all the projects on the walls and everything, someone has to be creative, and you have to have at least that drive and appreciation for art.
We take students from the very beginning, so when they enter, you don't have to know anything.
But the program itself is amazing, like the different opportunities that they offer.
A lot of interior design students think, oh, I need to learn how to draw, or and we teach you everything.
It's too much work, but you learn a lot because they really do push you to try your best.
This is one of those majors that will show you what you're capable of without you even realizing it.
It's a passion. You need to keep on going.
I've seen some people in other places, and there's a big difference with what we take here.
Our students go through the program, and by the time they're done, they're ready to work. So a lot of them, before they even graduate, are working, or they transfer to a 4-year university and are very, very successful there.
You want to do more than just, sketching and visual arts. This is a good combination of everything.
If you have an eye for all of those type of things, definitely it's a go.